come to Dubai?
What do I like to do when I come to Dubai? I think it's a really fun destination. I think it's got everything. Dubai over the years has evolved into a city of its own, with its own identity and with such magnificent, with such a magnificent display, an array of events and things to do here. The question is, what can't you do in Dubai? So I think it's always a pleasure to come to Dubai. It's a beautiful city. I have friends and relatives here, so I think if you just want to escape for a while, the closest place and the most convenient and really fun is Dubai. Coming here maybe twice in a year.
In the beginning, I was like, I don't want people to think that I'm this clumsy, crazy person. And they were like, well, that's the best thing about you. I was like, I don't know. But it's nice. It's now that I look back on it, I'm glad now. Honestly, I'm completely exposed.
There are a couple of things that comes to, I think, Kapoor. He's a modern day prince, a man with modern day sensibilities, and who's very well exposed and well traveled. I would assume that in earlier days, princes or royalty would go through a certain path of schooling, which was, a tradition in the family. Like, for example, in Pakistan, there's a school known as Aegis College, and it's known to basically take in a lot of, what could you say, aristocracy, yeah. And there's those who school in Pakistan, yeah. So I would assume that would have been the path in the earlier days, but nowadays I think it's with a lot of exposure. We get exposed to people from all walks of life in colleges, and I think he's that kind of a prince who likes to carry on the tradition of the family, but at the same time respects and admires individuals from all walks of life, and that shows in his friends, particularly in the case of his best friend in this film as well. As far as the aspect of royalty is concerned, my stylist and designer, one of our stylists is on board with the film, he himself is related to royalty. So he's a prince. So within my 45 minutes of interaction with him, it was a very brief interaction. I was constantly dissecting him, and he was constantly staring back, thinking what I'm doing, which I thought was a very awkward moment. But whatever I could gather from that, I did. And the rest, I left it up to my team, to my director, to Ria as well. How should we go about this? Other than that, I think royalty is not about eliteness. It's not about belonging to a certain class. I think a middle class man can be as royal as royalty itself. So I watched a lot of movies, and I guess I know how to walk the walk.
It's an honor to be because there are certain Disney values that I think are amazing, especially where women are concerned and girls are concerned, and they always try to showcase values that talk about growing up in a certain way and coming of age in a certain way, and it's all about strong, amazing girls who don't want to change who they are and kind of fight for what they believe in. Actually, recently, two of my favorite movies have been animated Disney films, Brave and Frozen. And I think there's a great idea behind that. I've always felt that, especially in India, young girls need certain examples, and if it comes in characters that I play, maybe I'm not personally the best example that they should follow, but if it comes to characters that I play, someone like Millie is a great example to follow because she always believes in being herself and not changing for any guy. And she loves her job and she believes in spreading beauty and happiness everywhere, despite whatever heartbreaks she's been dealt and stuff like that. So I think it's a great message to send out to young girls that you don't have to change who you are and you can still land a Prince Charming who's perfect. You can wear weird clothes and you can have messy hair and you can say all the wrong things, but if you just believe in yourself and if you feel like I am worth it, then you'll find someone who thinks you're better than anything that he's ever seen. So I think that's a great message because I think girls in India, especially or Indian girls, usually kind of change who they are for boys. They change what they are for society, and I think Delhi is a complete opposite of that. So it's a privilege, and I really thank Disney for believing in my sister and I. Yes, it is. Unfortunately for me, I haven't had any offers from the Pakistani film industry, and I would love to go, because like Fawad said, a lot of people from Pakistan are actually from India, and a lot of people from India are actually from Pakistan. I honestly feel like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And according to me, everybody and everything that I see is Khoobsurat. Everything is beautiful. You just have to look at something, and if you see beauty in it, you will find beauty in it. If you find beauty in it, then you'll see beauty in it.
What do I like to do when I come to Dubai? I think it's a really fun destination. I think it's got everything. Dubai over the years has evolved into a city of its own, with its own identity, and with such with such a magnificent display, an array of events and things to do here. The question is, what can't you do in Dubai? So I think it's always a pleasure to come to Dubai. It's a beautiful city. I have friends and relatives here, so I think if you just want to escape for a while, the closest place and the most convenient and really fun is Dubai. Coming here maybe twice in a year.
I'm so sorry, but I have to disagree with you on that. I think being beautiful, or the word beautiful describes everything. Whether it's a sunset, whether it's a beach, whether it's a mountain, whether it's a female form or a male form, and I don't think it's objectifying it. Calling someone sexy maybe is objectifying it, but calling someone beautiful, I don't think it's objectifying it. I think we've kind of pigeonholed women into an idea of beauty, but I don't think that's what it means. And I think this film actually is the complete opposite of that. You don't have to look a certain way, you don't have to dress a certain way, you don't have to say certain things in a certain way to be beautiful or to bring beauty into someone's life. So beauty is a wider question. I don't think it objectifies anybody. I think it's praising someone's inner life or someone's beauty or someone's, it's an adjective. It's how you use it.
Obviously, it's a new territory. It's a new geography altogether, a new industry. Up till a while ago, if you'd asked me that question, I would say I'm extremely nervous. Now I feel a little more comfortable after our television shows having run in India with such an amazing response to it. I realized that the sensibility of the audiences on both sides of the fence are the same, and that's a very comforting thought. But as far as being nervous, I'm always nervous doing any project, even back in Pakistan. Starting out, I was always nervous, how people would see it. And that to me it starts off before any project. Coincidentally, this is my first project in Bollywood, so there is a degree of nervousness attached to it. But I always feel that as an actor, as an artist, you may gather an appreciation. You may garner accolades and appreciation and adulation from an audience, and you may not. So it's a bit of a gamble. We should think of it like that. So I'm just as nervous in that context. But having said that, if things don't work out, which I'm hoping, obviously, till now the positive response, the feedback has been great. I think I just take it in my stride. Maybe see where the road